Yeah, baby.
Marshall gets away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside. Barcelona's got a hat-trick on his birthday. Better than Leo.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 31. Joined always today by my good friend, comrade, Alexander Russell. New filming location today. We're just downstairs in my house.
I quite like it, personally. I'm quite liking the layout down here.
It's a very comfy couch.
It is very comfortable. And, not that I'm going to fall asleep, but I could see myself, it's a very nappable couch in terms of couches.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Like certain couches have a certain nappability about them.
Oh, you've always said that.
Yeah, and this is one of them. So it's very good. Great choice. Where'd you get this?
EJ's parents.
Nice. Well done. How are you, by the way? Thanks for introducing me.
That's all right.
We might also, quickly, just before we hear about you, we might have video this week. We've got a double ep drop. Technical issues again, plaguing us. Fair enough, head of tech couldn't solve this one beyond his means. That's all right. Sometimes, can't be perfect, can't do anything.
Look, there's an ongoing feud with Dell going on behind the scenes. It's getting...
We're ropeable.
It's getting malicious now. It's getting malicious.
It feels personal.
Yeah. Well, I'm making it personal.
Mm.
I've made it personal with Dell now.
Do you think, right, maybe although Dell seems to be the root of the problems, a couple of weeks ago, start of the Ukraine crisis, we said Vladimir Putin, off him. Do you think he's then hired some cyber warfare to interfere with your laptop and thus disrupt our platform of media to not out him for being a scumbag?
I'm happy to point the finger at Putin.
You got to put your thinking cap on sometimes.
I mean, it makes sense.
Think about outside the box. Checks out, I think. Not impossible.
Maybe he heard our yarn about getting all the tutorial people together to come and solve it.
And he knew
And
we were on something. He got freaked out and he had to shut us down. Actually, wouldn't surprise me, to be fair.
It's almost worked. And to be fair, our cord did break last couple weeks ago as well.
See, we backs against the wall, but we thrive in those kind of conditions. So, sorry listeners, we haven't been able to be as current or up to date with the posting, but we're going to be back. We're back.
We will eventually.
We never really left.
We don't know when. Hopefully soon. It's annoying though, because we're not being able to post on Instagram and stuff. It's kind of annoying.
It is annoying, but hang in there. We're coming.
We're coming.
Sorry, before I interrupted my own question. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm a little bit flat. I've had a pretty big weekend.
Yeah. Spent a couple of fun tickets over the weekend.
Yeah, fun coupon. I think I was already backlogged on fun coupons, and then I used more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So now I'm in debt to the coupon guy.
Yeah, you don't want to be in debt to the coupon guy because you gotta get on his good side. I would know about that too. That's no good.
Because then he comes back to haunt you on Wednesday.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck, no.
Oh God. So look, forgive me if I sound a little bit flat, but I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here. Weekend filled with mischief,
joy.
Yeah, that's a word I would use.
Intrigue.
Sure.
Yeah. What? Oh, sorry, I was just saying words, but I've run out. I've only know two.
Only know two words.
Tell us about. So you went to a doof. Was it a festival or a doof?
It was a doof.
So doof.
It's quite commercial, actually. Way more commercial than I was expecting. It was quite a large doof.
Yeah. And it was called Dragon. Is that correct?
It was called Dragon. That is correct.
It was located in.
Yes.
That's right. Nice.
It was in an unreal spot. It was right on Lake Burrinjuck, I believe.
The photos looked.
I believe that's what the locals call it down there.
Very nice.
Went with a few very close friends, and friends of their friends who were all very lovely people, and we had a great time.
Did you do a bit of unselfish promo for the podcast while you were there to the new people that you had met?
Don't expose me like that.
So, did you or did you not?
Not really.
Oh, mate,
not
disappointing.
Really.
So you could have spread our platform to at least 8 other people, but you just didn't. You didn't want to shamelessly promote yourself in the group.
No, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I know.
Seriously.
It did maybe get thrown around a few times. Someone will say, talk about that on the pod, and it's like,
Oh, you have a podcast? Yeah, maybe.
no, don't. No, it's not me, mate. Don't know about it.
No, you wouldn't do that.
I always find it very uncomfortable to talk about. I don't know what. Not in that sense, but like with new people, and they're like, "Oh, you have a podcast." They just have no context of what it's
No.
about. They're like, "What do you talk about?" And you're like, "Not
I don't,
much."
I don't really know, to be fair. Yeah, when the people are like, yeah, what do you talk about? I'm like, I don't know.
Not much.
And like, what notes do you have this week? I'm like, I can't really explain it in a short way.
Without sounding like an absolute psychopath.
Yeah, I was talking to someone at work about it, and I was saying, they asked me how it's going. I said it's good, but we haven't been able to do any clips and stuff. And then I was kind of talking. They were asking questions about the clips, and I was saying the hard thing with it is like, say you have a segment, well, for lack of a better word, goes for 3 minutes. Let's just say, to cut it down to 30 seconds or a minute, and still have like the same narrative and get the key elements is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Especially when the word per minute count between us is
So high.
so high. You know, you feel like sometimes you're missing parts of the I'll say narrative because I don't really
Yeah,
know.
totally. And it's also like hard to sometimes capture what the fuck we're talking about in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we could talk about it 1 minute, could be 5 minutes about something else, then we come back for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how do you clip that together?
I don't know.
It gets a bit tricky.
Mate, even fucking Tarantino would have a hard time clipping those together. Mate.
Yeah, you would.
On the editing
He would.
floor.
He'd get his mitts on this thing and he'd be like,
he'd
this is a
"Fuck."
mess.
Yeah, he'd be like, this is fucked. But you did have fun at your weekend away.
I had a little bit of fun.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
a word I'd use for sure.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
But like you say, cometh the territory midweek.
Danger.
Trouble.
Big danger.
Trouble. I preemptively took Tuesday and Wednesday off because I thought we might have been coming back Tuesday.
I've always said you're the smartest man I know.
I could have worked today, but God, I'm glad I didn't.
But
because,
why would you, like, you have a monster. If you know you're going to have a monster,
Yeah.
don't work. Like, if you have the option to not work,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah. I'm going to be like complaining about money for the next like 2 weeks as well to everyone in my close radius. So apologies for that, but it's coming.
But it was worth it.
It was
Pitch
worth it.
and Dragon.
Pitch and Dragon B2B in like 3 weeks.
Nice.
You know, big players, big games, all that yarn.
Loves
It's whatever.
Well, is that yarn from the last episode?
I don't know. Is it? I
I
can't
don't know.
remember.
We're not sure. We have stuff that we might make reference to. You'd be like, what are they talking about? That'd probably be from last week,
Yeah.
but we haven't released it yet.
Oh, true.
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Oh, that's your point.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it'll go up together. They'll
Yeah.
go up together.
Like we said, double-ep. Juicy double-ep. Sink your
Juicy
teeth
double-ep.
into that.
How was your weekend?
Oh, it's pretty, to be honest, pretty relaxing, pretty chill, nothing crazy. I worked a bit. Just trying to keep the money up, you know? Just trying to do all that.
Do you want to tell the people what you said to me on the phone this morning
What did I say on the phone?
about your overall well-being?
Oh, well, like, just like, I was feeling a bit tired the last couple of weeks. And then, surprise, surprise, we always talk about it here, you know, started eating 3 meals a day, going to sleep, getting normal hours of sleep, and not sending it fucking 3 nights a week. Shock horror. Felt way better. Energy came back. Not fatigued. So, act shocked when you hear that.
It's funny how those things work.
It's always such a coincidence every time that they come together so nicely.
Well, I said that to you last week. I think you'd had a big one, and I stayed in. And on Monday, I just felt up and about, and it was really nice.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I'm keen for a quiet one this week, I think.
Footy in bed. KO in bed.
KO in bed.
Uber Eats. KO in bed.
Yeah, why
Say
not?
less.
Why not? If I've got money for Uber Eats, we'll see. Could be just tuna and rice, but
Yeah.
either way, I'm equally satisfied.
That's still a treat for you.
That's a treat.
That's an absolute treat.
That's the thing about living in a share house that I've noticed. Like, me and Kane are both the same. Where we'll cook, like, I'd say 3 to 5 meals and just rotate them. But we just, like, don't get bored of them.
Well, I mean, I think especially being like a young boy, you're hungry a lot of the time. So you don't care what food is placed in front of you. You're going to eat it really regardless. It's like saying, like, you know when dogs are picky with their food? It's like, mate, just leave it there. He's going to eat it.
Yeah.
I do that with my dog. If he gets bit, for some weird reason, he might be picky one day. just leave it there.
He'll come
It's
back.
gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone in a couple of hours. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna eat it eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
That actually segues quite nicely into my hate this week. Should we just jump right into it?
It does, and it segues nicely into my love. So who should go first?
You go first with your love.
Okay. Here we go. On the back of that, piggyback on the back of that, my love this week is free feeds.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Free feeds because, one, tastes better when it's free. That's the number one thing. Two, not spending any money is always great. And three, it's just like, it's such like when someone goes, oh, do you want this free piece of food? You're just like, oh, yeah, fucking oath I do.
Yeah, I want it.
Like at work recently, I've been doing events, and you get free feeds every time you do an event, and it's just like whatever's left over from what the chefs have made, and at the end you got to take it home, and I'm like, fucking yes, please. Additionally, my mum's away at the moment, so it's just me and my brother at home, and you know we've been doing food shopping, but the last couple of days we've run a bit dry on food. Not gonna lie. So when the free feeds have appeared, more grateful than usual.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think I've said it as well, but I get free food at work every day, which is just like unreal. It's 5 meals a week I don't have to worry about.
Like if you had to pay for food or had to do your own, you'd be like, holy shit, those free feeds, what a fucking blessing.
Which is exactly my current situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just like agreeing.
reinforcing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thanks. Yeah.
Free food does hit different. Did you ever I don't know if she still does it, and I don't know if it was strictly like a Mona Vale Woolies thing, but there was like a chick in Woolies who used to like give out organic sausages,
Yeah. Right.
just like little. Did you remember that?
I wasn't a frequent at the Mona Vale Woolies, but the one at the mall, Coles at the mall, or
Do they do
Woolies.
it? Do you
Yeah,
get free
always.
sausages
I'll
sometimes?
always take heaps.
So good.
Free bit
And
of
they used to hit
bit of
different.
glizzy.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
a glizzy.
Love
I had to like try and I kept saying glizzy to people on the weekend,
And they didn't know
no
what it
one
was.
knew at first, but everyone got around it by the end.
Yeah. Did you have to explain what
I
the
did
glizzy
have to
was?
explain it.
Yeah. The worst part is explaining it.
But then once they get it,
Yeah, like glizzy.
it's so fun to say.
It is a fun word to say. I was at uni actually yesterday, and one of the group or the clubs or whatever, he had a megaphone. Firstly, there was a guy DJing, which I thought was weird. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and there was just some fucking ripping tunes. I was like, come on, time and place. And then there was just someone walking around the megaphone going, "Glizzy, who wants a glizzy? 2 for 1 glizzies. Join our club." And I was like, fuck. I appreciate the enthusiasm. And it was entertaining, but I don't know how good of a sales pitch that is.
That's
But it was still funny.
Oh my god, that's good stuff.
Actually, I saw a bloke yesterday at uni. Perfect weather. Like, it was an amazing day yesterday. In between the rain that we've been having. And this bloke, black Doc Martens, black jeans, black t-shirt, black hoodie, black overcoat, black hat, black bandana. It's like, mate, fucking chill. Like,
Bit much.
he's probably going like study fucking environmental science or go and look at. He's probably like a law student or something. I don't know what he's studying, but it's like, mate, come on, relax, chill out.
As we both sit in here in all black.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we don't look like we're about to go and hold up at a convenience store. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like, come on, take it easy.
Was he
So-
like an emo kid or?
I mean, you might assume so, but like, who knows?
Okay.
But I just thought it's a bit much.
I
Bit
mean,
much for a Tuesday at midday.
Yeah, especially when it would have been like warm, right?
Yeah, it was like probably like 24 degrees
Celsius
Celsius.
for our
Not Fahrenheit.
not Australian listeners.
Not Fahrenheit or Kelvin. But yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And there's a lot of people because it's at UTS, so people, understand fashion's like, it's sometimes outward expression of yourself. But people go hard. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but people go hard at uni sometimes.
Yeah.
Go
I know
very
what you mean.
hard.
But I think still like you still got to coordinate like your fashion with the weather.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. You got to think
You
about
don't
it.
walk around and be a sweaty mess.
That's right. That's true. Because no one likes sweaty messes. Let's be real.
No.
Like, if you're packed in somewhere, and you got a sweaty mess next to you, you're gonna be like, "Come on, mate, get a grip."
Do you know what sucks? It's not my hate, but I'm just saying. Do you know what would suck? Like people who just like have smelly genetics. Just
or
like
that you're
being
naturally smelly.
just being a stinky person.
Yeah, it's
It's a
kind of
very
a shame as well. Like, yeah, nothing you can do about it.
No, and you like they naturally give off like an aura that they're unhygienic, even though they're probably not. But just because they like smell, you're like, ew.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So they're naturally outcasts. Is that what you're saying?
Outcast like from what? Outcast from society?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it to that extent. I was just more.
Sounds like you did.
I just mean don't shut up.
Woo!
Shut up. You trying to rattle me.
And it's worked.
That didn't work.
Nah, it didn't. Not this time. I've been getting him so many times over the last few weeks.
Fuck.
Off camera, usually. Well, sometimes on camera, I guess.
You would think after this amount of time, I'd be able to pick up when you're like trying to rattle me.
I'm that good.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Oh, fuck off, you fucking dickhead.
My hate this week.
Mm.
Look, I'm someone who I don't necessarily pride myself on it. But I would like to think that I'll eat. I'm at a stage in my life where I'll eat most things that are put in front of me.
Yeah.
However, there's one thing that I just cannot stomach.
What's that?
Orange juice with pulp in it.
Oh, you're not a pulp guy.
No.
No. Personally, I don't mind it.
I want to like it. Like, I want to just not be difficult. Because, like, when, over the weekend, like, we were away, someone had orange juice. I was like, oh, it's got pulp in it. That makes me seem like a real fussy person.
Did you not have it?
I'd rather...
You didn't have it?
I'd rather be thirsty.
That's wrong.
I don't want coleslaw in my orange juice.
Oh, carry on. That's carry on.
I'm just saying.
But, like, what about the pulp is it that throws you so hard? Because I know there is a lot of people who feel strongly about pulp. Obviously. It's a very, controversial topic.
It's just the texture, I think.
The slimy.
No, just like the little bits and pieces in my drink, you know?
Right. So, like... Oh, I guess it kind of gets in your teeth a little bit as well.
Yeah, it just feels really... Like, there's something about it that's really gross to me.
Yeah. See, I like juice. So I don't care if it's pulp or pulpless.
Yeah, I really like juice as well, though. That's my dilemma.
Just threw you off the pulp.
It's honestly heartbreaking when I see orange juice and it does have pulp in it.
Did you ask for some, and then they said, oh, it's got pulp in it, and then you went, oh.
I think I took a sip of someone's drink.
Oh.
And I was, like,
Turned
thoroughly
you off.
disappointed. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Respectfully to pulp.
No, it's all right. He doesn't listen. Don't worry about it. Do you want to do your love?
Sure. In the same sense,
Go.
I'd like to acknowledge, both the consistent performance and versatility of the up and go.
Oh, preach it. Preach that.
The cornerstone, again, of,
Diet.
any fine young Australian with a bit about them and
Bit of ticker.
a bit of tigger.
Mate, nothing screams ticker like an up and go.
Look, up and go originally designed for, no time in the morning on the way out of the house.
Yeah.
But an up and go...
There's so much more than that.
There's so much more than that.
There's so much more.
Like, people don't appreciate them for what they really are.
Which is just the cornerstone of any good person's diet to begin with.
Did we take a bag of beers and 6 up and goes onto the dance floor on Saturday night? Yeah, we did. Did it lift our spirits? Fucking oath it did.
Yes, it did. Was I feeling extremely heavy with the amount of beer and milk in the system? Yes, I was. But I was able to overcome it.
But I was feeling full of energy.
You
I was
were
feeling
replenished.
well-charged.
You
I
were
was
replenished.
So,
Got to take your licks sometimes in those scenarios.
how was that taking it, Lee? Oh,
Because
but,
you're
like, being
willing
heavy?
you're willing to feel a bit heavy for the fact that you felt good.
Totally.
There's never not a time I wouldn't have an up and go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much, if anyone offered me an up and go at any point, I'm taking it.
If you're a bit hungry after dinner and you had an up and go, straight to bed.
Boom, put me to sleep. That's it. Sometimes I go the double up and go if I'm really down bad. Yeah, I had a hidden stash of up and goes at work for a while as well. I hid them in the fridge.
I think I remember you saying that, actually.
Yeah, I think I might have said it on here.
It might have been like an episode 5 spec, that one.
Yeah, early days. Yeah, I hid it in the fridge at work, and if I got really if it was really busy and I got really hungry or peckish, because if I forget to have brekkie as well, But now usually I just have an up and go in the morning, or like a banana. But like if it was, because sometimes you'd be a couple hours, like quite a few hours between your break or your finish time, vice versa. Is that the right phrase? Vice versa, not vice versa. Fuck.
Or vice versa, yeah.
Yeah, but I said vice versa.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was happy to let it slide. But
Yeah,
it's
I
all
wasn't. And it was saving grace having a packet of up and goes hidden in the fridge at work. It helped me more times than one.
Totally. I've been doing the same thing.
Mm.
Like if I don't have food at home or I'm like really not hungry when I wake up, I just take it up and go with me. And then you do the up and go coffee combo.
Oh,
So up and go fills you up, and then the coffee is a natural appetite suppressant, so that'll get you through to lunch.
you ever thrown a banana in the mix? As
Oh, you
well?
throw a banana in there.
That's supercharged.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I literally take. Mate, that's what I take to work.
Yeah.
Up and go on banana.
That's how you start your day right. Up and go, banana. Up and go to wash down the banana into a coffee.
Yeah.
Mate, you're charging. You're running through brick walls after that.
And you gotta go with some plant-based milk as well, because you don't wanna absolutely send yourself into oblivion with double milk.
Double milk.
You know what I mean?
No, you can't be having too much dairy, mate.
Also, how can I live in the inner west with like a guilt-free conscience drinking cow's milk? You know?
Yeah, I know. Well, I joked about talking that I love fast fashion this week, and someone got a bit upset.
I'm anti-fast fashion.
Someone got a bit frazzled.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very passionate about that. You know that.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't joke about that.
You must. Do you like landfill? Do you?
Huh? Love it. It's my favourite. Love going to Kimbrickie Tip.
Scumbag, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm a fucking scumbag. I'll go with my hate this week, just quickly. Something thoroughly annoying me at the moment. Just keeps happening. Are people forgetting the rules? When you're on the sidewalk, it's the same as the road. One going one way, the other going the other. I don't know what this crisscross lane-changing business is about, but just remember where you are. Remember the rules of the street, not just the roads.
There's a common theme here.
Get a grip. What's that?
There's a common theme with your like
Well,
your external frustrations.
Yeah, they're all semi-traffic related.
I
usually.
think you just have like a just a desire for like order. You know,
Yeah, well,
you like things to be operating correctly.
yeah. Although sometimes can be slightly unorganized myself, but yeah, it's good when stuff that should be going normally, it doesn't. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like when things that, should just be happening don't happen. You're like, come on, what's going on? Surely that's not happening.
I'm not that fussed about things like that. You know, if someone's walking on the wrong side,
Well, like, it just annoys me in the way that
I'll do it.
Oh.
Fuck.
It just annoys me in the way that if I'm going somewhere and I'm walking there and I'm dodging people to go somewhere, it's like, just go on the other side of the footpath where everyone else is that is going the same direction.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to, like, Benji Marshall sidestep you to fucking...
I don't like when people walk in like a 4 across the footpath.
Yeah, that's
Take
just,
up the
that's just
entire-
bad form. That's
bad
bad
form.
form. That's bad pedestrian form.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. But then as well, you got the classic 3-man setup on the sidewalk where one person walks behind, because it's like too awkward for there to be 3 people walking across.
Where do you often find yourself?
In the middle, at the
So
back.
do I.
Yeah. Yeah. Just not an A-lister. Not an A-list, mate.
Nah, it
can't
happens.
crack the front two.
Nah, it happens. Look,
You know,
my
that's why we started this podcast, because we were sick of not being able to crack the front two. We wanted to be A-lister pals, but, we're still trying to get there, but I don't know if we have yet.
This entire podcast is just us projecting,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Just being people that we're not actually. Have we fooled you yet?
I think we fooled them.
I don't think we've fooled anyone. Maybe ourselves, but I don't think anyone else. Yeah, have you got anything else?
No, I'm good. Onwards.
So I was talking to a mate during the week, and last week I should say, I won't name names, but he told me this very good story, and it was about, he was on Zoom, and so what happened was he was hosting a Zoom meeting for uni, and he was inviting another bloke in, and and so the other guy's like about to come into the waiting room, and he said that he farted. And when he farted, he said it didn't feel like a normal fart. So he kind of like moved the thing so the camera couldn't see him, and he kind of just quickly had a check, and it was not simply just a fart. And the bloke was messaging him as he was like sorting himself out, going, "Hey mate, can you let me into the class yet? Like, come on, let me in." And then he was like, "Yeah, mate, I'll be there in a sec." Meanwhile, panic cleaning up. And then he came back in, and he hadn't finished fully cleaning himself up, and he had to sit through the whole Zoom meeting just like that in shitty pants.
Oh my god! Wait, who is the guy? What was his like? Was he like? Why was he the one that was controlling the Zoom?
Because he was setting up the meeting for everyone else
Was he just like another classmate?
with like another classmate or something. Yeah.
Okay, so you three were all just equal classmates.
Well, I wasn't in there. No, this happened to my friend.
Okay,
and he
I gotcha.
told me this story. It wasn't me.
gotcha.
I wasn't there for it. I'm just relaying the story. But I thought that was just a classic.
Shitting yourself on Zoom.
Shitting yourself on Zoom. You know, it's nothing to be proud of, but I feel like it's something that everyone's done at some point as an adult or non-adult. Which Cody always tells me to tell this story. So this is also a segue into this. About the last time I did that.
It's
not
the infamous. What country were you in?
the Hawaii incident
Yeah.
when I was 13.
I can tell the infamous Hawaii story when you were 13.
Because, so like, of course, when you go to Hawaii, you know, classic. You go to the Cheesecake Factory, one of the many sights to see on the island. And first night there, you know, had a big feed and whatnot. And I was walking home, and like, similar to my mate, felt, you know, just like, oh, fuck, what was that? That was not good.
Did you like try and like squeeze a fart out? Or?
No, it just kind of just like a little pop, and then, you know, it was on, and I was like, fuck, that's not good. And I can see our hotel; it's about 200 meters away, and I remember my family going, "Oh, come on, let's get some ice cream." And I was like, "No, let's not. No, I'm full. I want to get back." So we're going back, and as I'm walking the hotel, I'm like working through a plan in my brain. I'm going, "Fuck, just get." I know there's a toilet in the lobby. Like, get to the lobby. And as I'm walking, my mum goes, "Oh, you're walking funny. What have you shit yourself?" And I was like, I was in front of her, and I was just kind of in my mind going, "Oh my god, like she knows." And I was like, "No," and she's like, just kind of played it off like nothing happened, because you just say that, rarely expecting the person to go, "Actually, I have. How did you know?"
Yeah.
So I go to the toilet, and I was just like, got there, and I was like, that's fucked. Boom, undies off, everything off. I flushed the undies down the toilet in the hotel. Just like,
flush?
Yeah, it's American, mate. The toilets are massive.
Are they?
Completely freaked out. And then went back up, had a shower, whatever. And then the next day, I go downstairs, and as we're going through the lobby, I remember seeing there was plumbers going into the toilet. So, although I must have thought it was sweet at the time, but it wasn't.
Oh my god.
And I'm pretty sure I broke one of the toilets in there.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah, so that was my story.
I've heard a
But there's a few stories.
I've heard a few good ones from mates and
Yeah.
you know, frequent flyers.
Everyone
So,
seems to have one.
if you shit yourself, I encourage you to reach
Yeah,
out.
and like, it happens more than you think. You know, if you've done it, don't let's eliminate the stigma around pooing yourself in public, because it's really not that bad, is it?
You're clutching at straws there, mate.
There is people that do it. I know there's one person who's done it in a club. Like, got hell pissed and then just like,
Oh, that sucks.
that's pretty grim.
I've never done it, and I've never come close to doing it.
That is the only time I've done it.
Okay.
That is it. And I'm probably just going to blame the burrito I had at the Cheesecake Factory, if I'm being completely honest. It probably wasn't that good.
Shout out to everyone who's eating while listening to this.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope it wasn't too gross for you, but I was finding it quite amusing.
Is the Cheesecake Factory, do they sell burritos?
They just sell everything. It's just like an American restaurant.
Okay.
And they're all over America, but it's
What would
like
it be
in
comparable
Honolulu
to?
or Waikiki. It's like the main. It's just like it's one of the big restaurants that everyone goes to. That and like PF Chang's and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've just never been there. I don't.
It's not really comparable to anything in Australia. It's just like a restaurant chain, but it's not fast food. You sit in. It's like a
Sure.
diner.
Yeah, I
you
gotcha.
know.
Yeah, that's what I imagine it to
It's
be.
very
like a-
touristy though.
okay.
Mm.
Do Americans go there as well? Do you reckon?
I mean, I assume so, but maybe like more on the mainland of America. But
Yeah,
that
right.
one is like very much like
Well, you're probably in a touristy spot, right? In Hawaii.
Waikiki. It's like it's like the main
Yeah.
main one. Actually, I was there for 4th of July,
Oh, yeah.
which was cool.
Like that same year.
But yeah,
What
Yeah.
date was the poo incident? Was it pre or post?
Pre.
4th of July.
yeah. No, it was actually one of the fireworks scared me, and that's why. No, 4th of July. It was quite good. Pearl Harbor in Hawaii as well. I'd like to go back to Hawaii. It's pretty sick. Went to Pipeline as well. Actually went to there's a couple beaches over from Pipeline. There's this big jump rock, and I think I might have even said this story before. Don't want to repeat content, but here we go. And there was on the rock. It's like pretty tall. Like it'd be maybe 7 meters tall. And then it goes like kind of this beach kind of it's quite shallow, and then there's a real sudden big drop, and then the rock kind of goes out past that drop. And, like, there's a lot of mix of locals jumping off it and tourists alike. And I was up there. Was I scared? Yes. So I was standing up there going, wow, shouldn't have come up here. Don't really want to do it now I'm here. But everyone else was. But then I saw this bloke looking at me, like one of the locals, kept looking at me to go. And I was like, wait a second. If I don't go, something worse will happen. They're going to start chanting me. I can't let that happen. So that was more the fear that was driving me than the fact of like, because I wouldn't say I have a fear of heights, but I don't particularly like them. Not my favourite. And so I was standing up there and I was like, nah, I can't be chanted. I'm going. Because I could see him about to do it. And then I jumped, got back to the beach, did it a couple more times, face my fears. Very brave.
Did you feel more comfortable the second time?
Yeah, I did. It was lots of fun. But there was this other kid who's like tourist kid, and he was, let's just say, a heavier set lad. And he
Thick boy.
He was a bit of a thick boy, and he was up there for a while. But he was there before I went up there, and after I'd done it a couple times. So he'd been up there for maybe 15 minutes at this point. And now, I remember I was back on the beach at this point, and everyone on the rock had started clapping him and chanting. And of course, because everyone's looking at the rock, so it comes, the clap follows onto the beach, and everyone's going, jump, jump, jump. So there's a couple hundred people, or maybe even like going to this kid to jump. And he's like on the edge, and you can see him like kind of shaking, and he's like, oh. And then he jumps, full belly flop, and you can hear the noise. It's like massive sound. And everyone on the rock on the beach goes, ooh. And then he comes off, and then he kind of head pops out of the water, and it was like from a movie. And then everyone's like, yeah.
That is like a full movie.
That is like something from a movie.
Yeah.
And then when he got to the beach, like he was some kind of hero, his mum was there with his towel and like walked him off.
Oh my god.
Which was kind of grim, but also it was very funny.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I feel like you have told me that, but it was nice to relive through it.
Yeah. It was I won't be forgetting that one quick.
I haven't really like done any traveling in the US at all.
I wouldn't really regard Hawaii as the US though. It's kind of its own little thing.
Yeah, true.
Like I feel like it's almost like a spin-off series of the US.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Like it's not real.
It's like a side character.
Yeah.
Side quest even.
It's like he's like third cousin or something.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to go though one day.
It is really good. I'd be so keen to go back to Hawaii. It's unreal.
Not on top of my priority list though, the US.
Yeah, I actually would like to go to the US. To be fair, I've always had a bit of a fascination about going there. Just like seeing, I feel like it would be an interesting place in the fact that everywhere you go, I feel like similar. This is going to sound kind of like very like, of course it will, but I feel like America, like everywhere you go within the country, would be very different. Like even every state would have a very different kind of feel to it, or a lot of the cities and areas, and I'd be very interested in seeing that. Also, some of the food places they have over there, like just like, who doesn't want to have a barbecue in Texas? Sounds pretty good.
It almost feels like a place you would have to go and live, the US, for like a year and a bit.
I really want to go to Colorado because it's got like everything. It's got like snow. It's got like mountains of snow, desert, forests. It just looks like a good time.
I've got a real like over the last week, sort of out of nowhere. I don't know if it's sort of the going to festivals and then getting the snap back to reality. But I've got like a real, like, for the first time in ages, like a real just like travel
That you want to go?
bug. Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you want to go?
I don't know yet. I think I want to go back to back to Europe because we only did it for such a short time, and like
True.
there's so much to
Do.
and explore over there.
Oh.
I think in general next year will be like a bit of a year that everyone sort of ends up over there again. You know, now that things are sort of settled down again, and you know people have had a couple of years to like get their money together, not including Xander and myself. But it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
It
I really
definitely
just
would
want
be.
to. I want to be over there, and I want, like, I hope there's a lot of other people over there
Absolutely.
that I know, so I can sort
Well,
of.
there always is, to be fair. Like, there's always going to be someone over there that you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like as well, like if you want to go traveling, you want to go for a couple months. One of the parts of it is also meeting new people.
Oh, 100%.
It's like it is good to be with people you know, but at the same time, you probably want to do an element of it yourself.
Well, that's what I'd like to go by myself and then just bounce around with certain people.
So what happens to the podcast? You're just going to zoom in, do it on Zoom every week.
You can come with me if you want.
Yeah. True. Well, true. To be continued.
To be confirmed.
Nah, but that's fair enough. I kind of want to go. On top of like America, kind of similar.
God.
Oh, camera's just gone.
Why did that go off? I swear I just turned it back on.
I'm pretty keen to go to like check out Canada as well. Everyone who goes there has, as I was saying, camera malfunction. Canada, I think, because everyone who goes there seems to have the absolute best time. So it's another place that I would be keen to check out.
Yeah, I had a friend. Well, we had a mutual friend go over there, but I had another mate go over there as well, and it sounds just like the best time ever. It's definitely
on the
I
list.
think that's kind of one in its own though, like doing a Canada trip, like doing a season on the slopes over there.
Or going for a month or so.
Yeah, something I'd love to do for sure.
Definitely.
That's been like the most exciting thing I think about moving to the city as well. Like,
What's that?
just like the amount of like new friends and like new people that are in my like close radius of people is like,
yeah, the bubble.
yeah, it's like such a high meeting new people in a way. Such a good like talk about things that get you like high, like a natural high. Where we're talking about how meetings going well, like meeting new people and like getting along with them really well is
Well, it's always
it's
nice
like,
to have.
it's the best.
Well, it's always nice to have friends. You know, coming from someone who has no mates. Like I assume it would be nice, but like, you know, I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I heard it's good. But like, yes, like it is not like knowing you have friends, having a good circle, and like people that you can hang out with and you get along with. Because like you hear so often like those friend groups where people just like bitching about each other or like, oh fuck, I don't really like them. I don't know why I hang out with them. It's like, well, why do you fucking hang out with them?
Yeah,
if you don't even
agreed.
like them. Like, what's the point?
Agreed.
Why would you? If like you're not really doing much for yourself there.
No, exactly. I think yeah, I don't know. I think we're both very lucky with our friends. So
Definitely. You know.
fuck, I hope none of them are listening.
That's our 20 listeners. So they're our only supporters. So we've got to keep them in the good books for as long as possible. You know?
Yeah. We talk that much shit about you guys on camera. So.
Yeah, you should hear what Cody says. It's disgusting. Actually, speaking of that group of friends, we were doing a surprise birthday for one of our friends one time. I don't know if you've ever done like Korean barbecue where they have like the hibachis and you cook the stuff there.
Are you just mean the little stove thing?
Yeah.
I just call it the little stove thing.
Okay, well the little stove thing. We went there one time for a surprise birthday, and it was for how many people would have been there? There would have been like 30, 35 people there, which for a restaurant booking is pretty big.
That's like a whole class.
Yeah, and we kind of had our own section at the back of the restaurant, and it was pretty big. Like the restaurant was across a whole floor in the city, and mate, it was just like the soju. Is it soju?
Soju, I think. Yeah.
Mate, it was going out. There was bottles of red wine. It was on. People had been like obviously having a few beers before and
It was on
whatnot.
for young and old.
Oh mate, it was absolutely chaos. Like,
Was it just kind of one of those nights where everyone sort of like
just
the ball just bounced right
Oh yeah, mate.
and everyone was just on?
Mate, everyone was absolutely on one. It was insane. I actually was feeling, in retrospect, quite bad for anyone who was there for a nice meal, because we would have made it like we were just being so loud. Like you can imagine, like 30, 21-year-olds it's not like they're going to be quiet, are they?
No.
After a few bevies, so
No.
mate, it was funny, but like, mate, the table was just like a mess as well. Like, this massive long table, there's food everywhere, and like people were just ordering stuff, and like, because when we got the bill at the end, like it was an absolute nightmare because there was so much stuff on there. So to divvy it up would be so hard. So it was just like, all right, everyone pay evenly. But then like you could order something, but then someone else would eat it all, and you'd be like, come on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't you go up and get your own?
No, they bring it over to the table. They come over and be like, I'll get 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that is a nightmare.
Yeah. But it was, oh mate, it almost like ruined the experience of the Korean barbecue if you were there, because it was just like, it was so hectic.
Yeah, sure.
I think when you kind of have, because we've done similar things, but at this Thai restaurant, but you pretty much have the whole restaurant to yourself, so you don't have to worry about the aspect of other people being there. But like when you're in a like bigger venue, you kind of forget about that, and it's not like a pub. So sorry to those people that one night, but it was one of the better nights.
We went to the one, I don't know what street it's on, the same street as Three Wise Monkeys.
In the city?
It's near Civic, I think. Near Civic Underground.
Yeah, right.
In that area of the
Yeah.
I forget what that suburb's even called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like Haymarket almost.
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, kind of a scat part of the city, but
Yeah, it is. It's near Broadway. It's a
Yeah.
bit scat there at Haymarket.
I don't really like it.
It's like the one part of the CBD that hasn't been renovated.
Yeah.
So it's like, because
Yeah.
that's like where I get off the light rail for uni, and it's at the end of Haymarket. And it is a bit, everything's a bit like, not run down, but it just,
Did you?
not been had much love recently. So there's just like a lot of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain.
But we go to, my group of high school mates, we've been to that Korean barbecue a few times, and it's like a buffet. So like you go up and you pick your own meat, of like what you want. And we have a token Korean friend in our group, so he kind of,
It's culture day.
He gets in, he talks to the guy, gets us the table.
Can he speak Korean?
He can.
Nice.
Yeah, so he does all that for us. We'd be a bit lost without him otherwise, but it's like quite a cool experience. I went incredibly hungover last time we went and hardly ate anything, which was a bit of a waste, but you know.
Was it that much different from if you weren't hungover? How much would you have eaten anyway?
Yeah, look, fair point.
Yeah. That was a dig.
That was a dig.
That was a bit of a dig.
What can I say?
He's a bit fragile. I've got to cool it with the digs.
I'm fucking fragile.
He's fucking fragile. He's rattled. I'm coming in hot with the digs. Couldn't help myself.
That's all right. Well, you came in high energy today. This hopefully will be like the last time I'm incredibly bounced for a while.
Yeah.
Festival season has come to a close.
It's got him.
It's come to a close officially.
It's got you in its grips.
It's got me in its grips at the moment.
Well, July is your next one when you go to Splendor.
Yeah. That still is so strange to me that you're not going to that.
I might be.
No, you're not anymore, you're not.
Why not?
Because Rory wants your ticket.
Huh?
Rory's having your ticket.
Let's buy another one.
Huh?
I'll buy another one.
Where from?
I don't know. I'll figure it out, mate. Don't worry about it.
We don't want you to come anymore anyway. You
fucking fuck off. Speaking of times you couldn't help yourself, we're having this discussion this morning over a coffee before we started today. What's a time when, you could be for a variety of reasons, of just like being a dickhead, or you see something and you have to, get your mitts on it, or you have to say something. Could be good, could be bad. Do you have one of note for you?
I don't really have one of note. It's just like when I'm around certain people, I think. Yeah, I just have certain friends where I just can't help myself but to criticize their every move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just be a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Like, do you have an example?
Not really.
Yeah.
Nothing jumps out at me. I'd probably have to let it marinate for like a week or so.
Well, I got you and Jared a couple of weeks ago. So good, and I couldn't help myself. They were talking about the date they were going to go on, and
we were both going on dates with different girls.
Yeah, but I started G'ing them up that it was actually the same person going on a date with each of them, because they kind of look kind of similar.
Which is so dumb.
And yeah, but who bought it? Hook, line, and sinker. The man sitting to my left. Shut up, Xander. Fucking shut up.
I was like, oh my god, I don't know how that worked. I think you just caught me. I'd been sick the week before.
Oh, I didn't have enough water.
Didn't have enough water. I was on low sleep that night. You know,
got me off guard.
I just wasn't in the right headspace.
Couldn't help myself. Rattled him.
You just can't help yourself in any context, though. That's
No.
you every day of like your waking life,
Sometimes you see something.
every waking moment of your
Sometimes
life.
you see something, you just gotta say it. You can't help yourself sometimes. I got my dad gave me the look. He was just like, mate, shut the fuck up. Like the other day, I did it to him. He was talking about how he was he went to Hobart, and he was saying, oh, so he found the #1 bar in Hobart, and I was like, well, how did you know it was the #1 bar? How did you find it? And he's like, TripAdvisor. And I was like, oh, so you didn't find it. TripAdvisor found it. You claimed that one for yourself. And he didn't even say, he just looked at me. He just kind of was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry. Put my hand up. Sorry, that was me. That's my bad.
It's just such shit chat
Yeah.
as well for the most part. It's just like absolute dribble.
Oh, I can't help myself.
It's a serious disease.
Yeah, just fuckwititis.
A serious case of fuckwititis.
Fuckwititis at its worst.
Anyway,
What can you do?
should we get into some sport?
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, let's.
Another week goes by, and the Tigers suck.
Shock.
They suck balls.
They do. They have not been on fire. Can I say something quickly about the Tigers, though?
Lay it on me.
I'm not liking much about their team right now. However, I do like young Jock Madden. Think he shows a bit of ticker. Don't mind him. Jackson Hastings was good before he, dropped some bloke on his head and got suspended for 3 weeks. That didn't help you. It's a shame Tuakamani got injured. But all round, I'm not seeing a club that although they very bad beat last week. That was tough against the Gold Coast. Like for the majority of the part, although it wasn't necessarily a great game, had a dramatic ending, but both sides weren't super crush hot, but they still against one of the best attacking outfits in the game defended well. But they're just apart from that, I'm not seeing a lot in the go forward. I thought they'd be a bit better. I think not having Adam Dewey hurts their attack so much because him coming back will transform what they look like going forward.
I agree, and he's I think he will be the captain once he comes back, the out and out captain.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the thing with the 5 leaders. It's like Adam Dewey's out for the most of the season. He will be the captain once he's back.
Yeah.
Well,
he's your best.
He's
player.
got that similar. He's just got the ticker in him and the mongrel and he wants to win and he'll lift the team. He'll be out there yelling at them we gotta lift.
And he also backs that up with great performances.
Exactly. He's also the best player in our team. So, to touch on Friday, I didn't watch it. I was at the pub. I'm not letting the Tigers ruin my weekends anymore. I'm not watching them play. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with the Tigers. However, we're up 4-2 with 10 to go, and we get a penalty in front of the post.
3 to go.
3 to go.
3 minutes.
And we do the most, just the most biggest loser mentality thing, and we take the 2.
Well, it's a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't moment. Because there's you can run it in, but you're still giving them the ball back. You know what I mean? I know what you're about to say. Taking the 2, getting the ball back in our own half, or what, we take a chance, keep them down there for another set. They still get the ball back in that scenario. But it is I reckon it's such a shoulda, woulda, coulda moment.
I know. I just mean more from the fact that it's just such loser mentality to take the 2. I don't know. I just don't think any of the top teams take the 2 in that position, you know?
I also think, it's kind of a tough one, but also I feel like Toby Sexton maybe doesn't get enough recognition for that final play because he's aiming for that post. He's got one play. He's played less than 15 games at NRL. Maybe that might be his 10th game or something.
Yeah.
And nails a kick, hits the upright. Probably a play they've practiced.
Yeah.
He's organised. Last ditch effort, and it comes off.
Yeah.
I feel like tough loss. Yeah, you could have taken the 2. You could have taken the chance, but there's still the same amount of time on the clock left, really, and they're still going to get the ball back.
Yeah.
You know. good play. I feel like Toby Sexton needs more credit for it.
I agree. People were saying it was a shit kick. I was like,
He's aiming for the post and
Yeah.
he hits it. Like if that was Nathan Cleary or Cherry Evans or Munster or someone who did
yeah,
that,
they would have got
you'd be going, wow, that's an amazing play, blah, blah, blah.
your mate Jock Madden with not one of his finest moments, but young bloke, he'll come good. He's got to just keep his head up,
What do you do there?
hold the ball.
Well, it happens in the biggest games. It happens, think about how the amount of times in Origin games decided by that sometimes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm.
You know what's funny, like, to me, and not necessarily in a bad way, like, all the messages I got on Friday night were almost just like pity messages in a way. It was almost just like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. But when the Tigers lose, my phone blows up in the worst way. Like, I literally
It's a dreaded buzz.
I literally showed Alex. I got my phone out of my pocket on Friday night, and all my notifications were just like clown emojis and like, oh my God, mate, like, don't look, and just shit like that.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was mine to you. I was asked you, are you watching? And you said no, and I said don't watch, and I just said, oh, and I think they had just scored.
yeah. No, I was at the pub. I like opened KO like as they scored, and I just closed it.
Yeah,
Like that.
I think that came up. They scored, and I said don't. I said don't watch, and then I didn't hear from you for 48 hours.
4 days.
No, yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of like ignored a lot of the messages, not out of like a place of militia. I don't mind people messaging me, but
You
I
just-
just feel so dead inside. I don't have the energy to respond.
Yeah, it affects you.
It is.
It
Maybe
affects
that's
you.
affecting like my messaging just all up.
Just the amount of Tigers
playing
dribble.
Tigers playing so bad, I just don't want to look at Facebook.
Yeah.
Sorry to everyone about that.
Yeah. He's emotionally damaged when it comes to the Tigers.
And, in all aspects, but it's fine.
Oh, carry on. Friday night, 5:30, Cronulla versus the Knights. This was always tipped as a good game this week. It was a bit of an arm wrestle, first 20. I was watching. It was like, you were like, okay, this could kind of go either way. But, the Sharks, I think majorly down to the fact that they've got a fantastic bench. Both teams are very pretty playing some solid footy at the moment, but the Sharks, they're just that next gear above Cronulla. I mean, the Knights, it's fair to say, and they turned it on. They won that battle of the grind, scored a couple tries. Nico, it should have been more. They had a couple disallowed or that they kind of stuffed up on the line. And Nico Hines only kicked 1 from 4 or something like that. But it was a pretty good performance.
How good was it to watch Talakai at centre?
Oh, beast.
It was like watching a front rower play out wide. It was really cool.
And
You never see stuff like that.
And he was just bumping people off as well.
Yeah, you'd leave him there.
Like Dane Gagai, experienced Origin Australian player,
No slouch in defence.
no slouch, was struggling against him. Like, that's no mean feat, I'd say.
No. It was unreal to watch. He's like small, thick, and fast. Like, how do you defend that? He's like a little cannonball running.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get a look in my Supercoach this week.
Yeah.
Just quietly.
He was sensational.
Third game, Penrith South, 26-12 to Penrith. Penrith absolutely
And again,
humming at the moment.
could have been more than 26. Nathan Cleary only kicked, 2 from 5 or something like that.
He nailed one from the sideline, though. I saw that.
But his first 3 wavered.
Ilias looked really good for South again. I really like him.
Again, bloke's, his 4th game of NRL?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, yeah, he's not. It's like, yeah, of course he's not good. He's played 4 games of
Yeah.
NRL.
Yeah. But how good did he play on Friday? I thought he played unreal.
Yeah, he played really. He's probably one of South's better players.
Yeah, I think week in he's sort of getting better. Kev Murray killing it.
But, I mean, at the moment, no team in the comp has looked, comparable to the Panthers.
No,
Like,
not yet.
not.
And
not,
they're still not even playing to their full potential.
Yeah,
So
and I mean, they only just got Nathan Cleary back.
a scary thought.
But as well, like, them playing at home in Penrith, big crowd, they love playing there. They're so good playing there. And a couple of young guns as well for them, just lighting it up. So it's good to see. Enjoying that. Can't wait for Brian To'o to be back as well. In saying that, but it's good to watch those young fellas rip. Sorry, you got anything to add to that?
No.
Yeah, I think Rabbitohs just need to probably find their groove a little bit, which is kind of hard when you're versing the Storm and Panthers.
Yeah,
But,
they had a tough opening.
But I
round.
don't think they'll. Yeah, I think
are they?
those
Oh,
couple
shit,
weeks
yeah.
before Origin will be kind of quite important for them.
Well, they've got the Dragons, the Bulldogs, the Tigers, Manly, and Brisbane for their next 5 games. So
But at the moment, the way this comp's looking, they're all win-loss scenarios. Like I wouldn't trust
they're
them to
all
win
tough
all
games.
5.
Yeah, for sure.
Warriors Broncos. Is it fair to call that more of a stinker than the Tigers of Titans game?
I didn't watch it, but I doubt it. The Tigers Titans game was pretty bad.
Yeah, but at least they had a good finish. This was just, I don't know.
Good to see SJ back.
Good to see SJ back, but
Did you hear Rogers coming back to New Zealand?
I thought that was an April Fool's joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That would check out.
I thought it was April Fool's,
That
but
makes sense.
do your own research. Yeah, the Broncos underwhelming again. I don't know what's going on.
They need a 6.
They do need a 6. Billy Walters is playing.
He's not that guy.
Well, he's been playing pretty well at the start of this year. He played well in their first game, which they won.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they go. I don't know. Warriors Brisbane didn't pique my interest that much. Still watch it, of course. But yeah, I'm not. Well, they had what was it? The old occasion. Payne Haas and Albert Kelly's
Oh, yeah.
storming a teacup.
Yeah.
You know, couple beers in, having a bit of a push and a shove.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
that's not that bad.
It's nothing.
Really, that's nothing.
Every year we go through this. It's like there's a fight at training and everyone's like, oh, my God, the team's in turmoil. It's like,
It's like
no, they're not.
No,
They're not. That's what happens. There's fucking testosterone like coming out of everyone's ears and
in the NRL,
like,
yeah. You know,
you know what I mean?
and Payne Haas can't help it if he's had a couple bunnies and cokes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's got some fresh crepes on. Albert Kelly steps at him.
No.
Get
He
off
stepped
my
on
shoes.
Albert Kelly's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's no small foot standing on your shoe.
No. Tell him to get off. You know, mate. Sometimes it happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
Me and Zed are fucking scrapping fucking
We
pod
get
set
it.
up every week.
We get into it all the time, mate. We fucking, a couple big fellas here. We fucking get into it 24/7. All right. So
We're fine, mostly.
yeah, mostly fine. Seagulls Raiders. Turbo injured 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks on the sideline. Not great for Manly, or he'll probably be back for Origin. You'd assume, if he's sweet.
He'll be back.
Thoughts?
Not much to say. Cherry Evans played unreal.
Yeah.
Raiders, I think as long as they kind of just hang in there until Jamal Fogarty gets back,
Jared Croker as well. So.
they'll be able to hang there and thereabouts. Isn't he playing reserve grade? Jared
He's
Croker?
coming back from an injury.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Raiders have been so hot and cold to start this year. Like, they can look so good, and then their 2 wins have been come from behind wins. And then their 2 losses, you've just went, yeah. And what? So, Jack Whiten's still been playing well in most games, though. He's been Mullet Whiten, like we said, one to watch. He's been playing like
He's
an
a
animal.
gun. He's a freak.
But yeah, they've not really.
How old is Jack White? He feels like he's been around forever.
I think he's 28, maybe
Is that
27.
it?
Maybe he's not. He wouldn't be over that. He's not that old.
This is kind of off topic, but do you know who's 30?
Who?
Neymar.
Really?
Neymar Jr. is 30 years old.
Damn. Where did the time go for that bloke? He should have done something with himself.
Just watch his doco.
Talk about, I tell you what though, we'll say if anyone loves a good soccer skills video, do yourself a favour, go and watch it. It's about 9 minutes long. Neymar at Santos in Brazil.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
It is unreal.
Yeah.
It's like the best skill you've ever. If you watch that, you'll be like, he's the best player that has ever to walk the earth.
Yeah.
And that's what watching that and everyone in the world seeing that is why there's so much expectation for him to be so good, because he was doing that at 20, and he was literally taking the piss in the Brazilian league.
To be fair, like, the first 5 years of that man's career, he totally lived up to his hype.
Oh,
Like, he went to
unbelievably
Barcelona and became, like,
the player.
the guy that everyone expected him to be,
Yeah, and then left for PSG, and
to make his own legacy.
I wouldn't say that he's like floundered, but he's definitely not, like, he's not played badly, but like he's not really won anything that no one would expect him. Like, they've won the league, you'd expect PSG the biggest team in that competition if they don't win, you're like, what's going on? You know, he's also got a super team around him. Should be winning. Should be doing more.
Put it this way: if he lifts the World Cup trophy at the end of this year,
Different story.
I think that kind of
Different story.
lifts him into
He
that.
could. Brazil could win it too.
Yeah, I kind of want him to win it, to be honest.
I would like to see him.
I want Argentina to win it more than anything. But
No, I want Portugal. I want Ronaldo to.
No.
All right, let's continue with the footy. Let's not get carried away. Sorry.
That's all right.
Roosters, North Queensland. I thought this was going to be a try bonanza. I thought this was going to be like a 30-20 game. I thought there was going to be points. North Queensland's always a bit of fast footy up there. Not really. 28-4. Roosters dominant. Joe Manu on fire. One of the most underrated players in the league. Love to see him firing.
Yep. I don't have anything to add. I didn't watch it. I haven't even watched the highlights for that game, to be honest. Bit out of the loop. Kevin McGowan with a try. Let's go, dude. Interesting.
I actually thought Sam Walker might have been dropped after this game if they didn't win it, or if he played badly.
For who?
For the Roosters, for Drew Hutchison. Just because I know we had this chat about them, like Walker and Keary kind of both. Not sure if it would work with them together, but, you know, remains to be seen. I'm still rating the Roosters this year. I still think I'll hold true to the fact that I think they could win the comp because their team is unreal.
Me too.
But just need to see a bit of consistency. We did say until they figured out their best lineup. We did say that. We're not sure how they'll go, but, you know, I guess this is part of the process, so we'll still see.
Yeah.
And then 2 absolute thuddings for the final games, featuring the Storm Para taking on the Bulldogs and St. George.
Not much to say about Melbourne. Pappenhausen ripped. The talk about New South Wales fullback is coming up already, knowing full well it will only be Tedesco.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, not much to say. Interesting team selection this week. They brought Kyle Flanagan back to play Penrith, which is kind of a tough gig.
I like it. I'll just say something about the Melbourne game quickly. Bulldogs were in it for the first 10-15, and then Melbourne scored that try and they just lost it. They were in the grind, then they lost it after that. On your comments of the team's lineup this week, though, I really like Kyle Flanagan at halfback. I think they need to unlock Burton. You need someone who's going to organise for him and do some of this, like take some of the responsibility off him, because his best aspect is running the ball. Like, but he's a freak. Like he's absolute beast. Frees him up a bit. I think it works nicely. Similar how we're talking about Jamal Fogarty at the Raiders doing for Whiten, so that Whiten has more freedom. It's on that left edge as well. And I like Averillo at centre because Brent Naden and anyone they've kind of played there, the ability to get that ball to the Fox has been just, it's not been happening the last few weeks. So I think having Averillo there, who also, similar to Burton, has played some centre in reserves, you know, played fullback, played 5'8", played halfback, can play the ball, can run the ball. I think it's a more versatile option.
Okay.
And I think if Fox isn't in your anytime try scorer for this game on the weekend, you're a silly man.
Against Penrith.
Against Penrith. Let's trot.
You reckon?
Yep.
It'd probably be Payne, alright.
I reckon.
As far as the Fox goes, maybe $1.60.
I think he's marking up on Charlie Staines as well. So,
Worst winger
easy money in my opinion. And
Does
I think that
Charlie Staines get dropped for Taylor May once To'o's back? Surely.
I mean, it's kind of hard to leave him out, isn't it?
Leave who? May out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're lighting the world on fire.
Yeah.
Well, like, it is kind of a hard one for Staines because he's yeah, it's a tough because he was on the bench all last year, so he's probably been trying pretty hard to get back into it this year, and then these young guns come and light it up as well. So it just does look like it pushes him further out, but it depends, I guess, what they want to do. I'd like to see him play fullback at some. I'm sure he probably will if Dylan Edwards gets injured, but you know, I think he could be. That's his preference position is fullback.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I don't know. I don't really know much about. I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't think he's that good. So We'll see. I
Great
guess.
debut. Scored 4 on debut.
Yeah, it might be the peak of his career, though, unfortunately. Parramatta St George. I'm sure you would have analysed this game pretty intensely. Moses had a day out.
Flogging. Absolute flogging.
Bryce Cartwright with one of the great flick passes.
Oh, that was sensational.
Great to watch.
Yeah, Dragons. What do you say, really?
What's doing? Why is Sloan not playing?
I didn't agree with that dropping. I feel like you build up this new spine combination so much, and then you drop him, and of all people, you put at fullback. You put Moses Mbai there, which was a weird choice for me. I would have either played, if you're going to change things around, I would play him at 6 or 9, and then, although Jack Bird has been playing second row centre, but he can also play fullback. He can also play 5'8". I just feel like if you're going to, I wouldn't have put Moses Mbai there.
It seems really, really strange. Really strange.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
He's there again this week, so.
And I just feel like Moses Mbai is not a fullback.
I don't like when coaches do stuff like that. It just leaves you like scratching your head a bit, you know?
I didn't.
Is he in the reserves?
Well,
Sloan's
21.
not
playing. Amone's on the bench. I just feel like
Who's at 6? Bird.
Bird's at 6.
And who's in the back row?
Back row, Sewer, Sims, DeBellin. Yeah, I don't know. I was so hopeful at the start, first couple of weeks, and they're just fiddling with it. I like Fengai on the wing though. I don't mind that because I don't really like Cody Ramsey that much.
I like
feel
Bird at 6 though. I do
Yeah.
like Bird at 6 because then you can because I like that back row of Sewer, Sims. And
But I don't
DeBellin.
think Sloan is such a magic player. I feel like you
Agreed,
cannot
agreed.
drop him.
Agreed.
And like it's not his fault they lost the week before.
No.
Like the whole team played shit
He's
out.
playing fullback. Like, there's only so
Like,
much
what can you
right?
do? I feel like Sloan should stay fullback at least. Keep Bird at 6. Amone 14. You know. And then Mbai at 9. But you got McCulloch. McCulloch or Mbai, take your pick. You know. I feel like they're kind of interchangeable.
Anyway,
Anyway.
that's rugby league, I think.
That's all we've got for the rugby league.
Do you want to throw anything else in there before we wrap this thing up?
Just quickly, Lakers. Anyone watching the NBA at the moment? The Lakers are in danger of not even making the playoffs. LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. It's not looking favourable for them to make it. They're versing the top seed today as we speak, and it could be the nail in the coffin. Them not even making the playoffs is like crazy to think about, considering the hype they had going into this year. You know, I think everyone got blindsided by the fact that they had on team this amazing paper, you know, with all these experienced players. But at the end of the day, it's not really worked. They've traded out a lot of their youth, and it's cost them. Most notably, I'd say Alex Caruso, who's at the Bulls and lighting it up.
They were also my thoughts exactly.
I thought so. And I'll just go cricket quickly. Now you're probably sick of it. Australia v Pakistan. That tour's concluded. We lost the ODIs. Fair enough. 2-1. We're kind of using our I'll say B team, if you will. You know, not our best side. Got a couple of stars in there still. Still got a win. Had a couple close games, but we won the T20 last night. So that's good. And now tour's over. And then on to Sri Lanka and then India next. Should be good. That's all I've got.
Cricket never stops, mate.
Cricket never fucking stops. Not this year.
I'm mad about it.
And I'm fucking loving it.
All right. Fucking hell.
Have you got a
Over there.
song?
I do have a song this week.
Okay.
So We Won't Forget by Krungbin.
What's
Great
that
song. Jarring. It's called So We Won't Forget.
again? Okay.
Bit of a hot turnaround from Enter Sandman by Metallica last week, but
yeah.
you know, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Are
Happens.
we done here?
I think we're done.
Okay, cool. Thanks for joining us,
Thank
as
you.
always. I don't know how the upload's going to go today. I guess you'll know by now.
You'll find out.
You'll find out. We'll find out. We'll all find out.
Yeah.
Have a nice week.
Have an excellent week.